heaps of people were kind of like, that's a really cool idea. You should make a thing of it. So one day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to do this. Like, that's hilarious.
Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you had invested $1,000 a year,
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Thought I would start a little early here, and good evening to you as well, those over in Europe and that part of the world. Yes, can't forget you guys. So welcome everyone. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. What a week it's been, right? From Monday mornings, like total freak out, to last night's short squeeze, which we'll talk about. And then things just kind of settling down right now. But we're at critical levels. All this talk about death crosses and support resistance, and we'll be looking at those. We will be looking at those. Also, we'll be looking at other dip buying opportunities, what they could be, what's happening not only with Doge, but Bitcoin, Ethereum. We'll talk about XRP again. It's just one of those things we have to cover. Toncoin, like what the hell's happening with that? Because I'm not in Telegram, and so I just totally missed the boat on that. And man, that thing is growing big. That is growing big. So for any of you that were into Toncoin early, congratulations, you hit it big. But what's happening with Jasmy too? And is Jasmy about to go on another big run? We're talking adoption, acceptance and adoption, and real world use, real world assets, RWA of crypto blockchain technology actually being used, which of course wraps right back around to Dogecoin as a currency and actually being used as a cryptocurrency, because isn't that why crypto was invented in the first place? To get away from the banks so that you can use your own digital currency and not be reliant on those banks. So we've got all of that to cover and more. Let me drop down here in the corner and we can see, yeah, Doge is at 10.3, Bitcoin over 60K, which is good, and ETH over 2,500. And that's where we start today. Probably will be on for a while, so you can come and go as you like, but of course you don't want to miss something good. And we'll open it up with an AMA later as well, and maybe get off the crypto topic and talk about some other stuff, what's going on in your minds as well. All of that and more today on a Friday. So welcome everybody. And as Samuel said, he sums it right up, right? If you're too late, or if you're late to a KP early stream, you're part of the problem. That means you're not subscribed, you don't have your notifications on, and so when I come on either early Or on another day that isn't my normal Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it means you miss out. You miss out. We got a great community here that is slowly growing. We're a little corner of YouTube, right? Little community just hanging out over here, but we're having fun and slowly growing. And I do want to give a shout out to, I had this up here and I clicked off it, but I do want to give a shout out to Goose Wayne. For those who remember him from Dogecoin streams back in 2021, Goose has gone on this journey and he's doing this Omegle stuff and all these other crazy things. And he just hit 1 million subscribers today. And he had a 1 million live stream. Well, he had 2 or 3 of them because he had some technical challenges. But good for Goose. I sent him a super chat, said hello. He acknowledged. Remember, we used to collab on a few things, and he's doing great. But good for him. Good for him to he would stream for hours and hours and hours, and just grinding away. And we had a good community with Goose, but he just one of those things where it wasn't growing like he wanted it to, and so he tried a few other things, and now 1 million subscribers. So good for Goose. I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's a good guy. And so we have that. But yeah, you got to be subscribed here and have your notifications on so you know when we're going to be going live. And again, I talk a lot about Dogecoin, but I also cover the rest of the crypto world as well as finance. And we talk a lot about finance things as well, so that you can stay ahead of the game, not get behind. So that's what's going on. Matt, how are you? This may be a ways off, but how low do you see Dogecoin going next bear run? We got to see how high Dogecoin goes in this cycle before we can start seeing where the bottom may be for the next bear cycle. We don't know yet. Is Dogecoin going to its previous all-time high or not this cycle? That will clue us in on whether that 2021 run that Doge had was totally overhyped and was all FOMO and wasn't. Is Dogecoin going to pass that or not this cycle? We don't know yet. That'll say a lot as far as where Doge may dip to in the next cycle. But yeah, sorry, Matt. We got to see where we go first. Hey, Vigard, how are you? Guten Tag, Niels, welcome. Yes, Mars. Live at 3. Extra time here. We're going to have some fun on a Friday. Not sure if I missed the punchline on your last video, but I thought I heard you and Bull Run talking about shorting Bitcoin. Yes, we did. We were talking about shorting in 2026 because we are still believers in the 4-year cycles. And in the 4-year cycle, 2026 should be a down year for crypto. Are we just kidding? Are we joking about it? Are we actually going to do it? I don't know the answer to that yet, but if there's money to be made with prices going down, I may try it out. But yeah, I don't think it's just a punchline. I think it's something that could be real. But we'll see. Again, what's going to happen? How is the rest of this cycle going to play out? And is there actually going to be a super cycle? There's so much money going into ETF. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin and ETH ETFs in a little bit too. But there's so much money going into these ETFs that kind of level things out for crypto. and crypto is going to become less and less volatile. Because that could happen as well. Niels, who is on the verge of buying 20 more euro of Doge. Always a good time to buy Doge. Where are the dips going to be? When's the next dip going to happen? We're going to talk about that. I wonder how Elon is going to handle users' taxes for the money that they will keep on X. Good question, Matt. I mean, if they really want X payments to be part of this X Everything app, where you can do all your banking there, how are they going to handle anything tax related? Interesting. Because on PayPal, right? You get tax documents. I wonder how he's going to do that. I'm sure he's thought of it, and the limitations that he may have on how far he really wants to go with it. So yeah, I don't know. Alexander, welcome. Trump and Elon chat on Monday evening on X. It's going to be a huge X Spaces. It's going to be the largest X Spaces ever, most likely. I'm sure most of it is going to be related to United States and world economies and technology would be my guess. I doubt crypto will be even mentioned. However, one never knows. I still think that Trump will, if Trump is elected president, that he will ask Elon to be some sort of advisor, some kind of role where he could tap Elon into offering opinions on things. Trump has to be a little more friendly towards Tesla also, I think, because right now he is on this anti-EV car campaign. His latest was that he thought if EV trucks, he was asking, I think he was kind of guessing that electronic trucks would be so heavy that there would have to be huge infrastructure spent on bridges in order to shore up bridges because they couldn't handle all the weight, or I don't know, just something like that. Again, other things to think about. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they talk about on Monday night. So welcome, Frank. How long will the bull run last? Well, ATM, we are looking at least into early 2025. And then from there, a lot depends on what is going on, particularly, I mean, Dogecoin kind of goes on its own, right? If there is some catalyst for Doge, it's going to run regardless of what the rest of cryptocurrency is doing. We saw this in 2021 because in April of 2021, Bitcoin had already hit $64,000 and was pulling back when Doge took off. And Doge went on its own for like a week or two and was just huge gains while the rest of crypto was pulling back. Then crypto started to turn around, a lot of it because of Doge. Doge was pulling the rest of the market up. And that was until Doge started getting shorted back down, which then led to this sort of cascading effect of things that we had talked about a couple streams ago, which led to a big pullback in mid-2021 for all of crypto. So we did have that. Good afternoon, Ryan. How are you? Welcome. Eric? Yeah, I don't think Elon's going to mention Doge. Yeah, I don't think so. And Trump certainly isn't going to mention Doge. Although Don Jr. is talking about creating some DeFi crypto platform or something like that. I don't know. We'll see what he's getting into. Hey, Frank, Russia legalizes crypto payments. Yeah, it was mining. Yep. It should be positive news. Russia's a big country. I don't know how much crypto is even actually thought of across the country of Russia, but hey, the more cryptocurrency is accepted and embraced, the better chances of adoption. And Russia has also said that in order to get around sanctions, dealing with other countries through cryptocurrencies, actually, you don't have to worry about that SWIFT bank stuff and all those limitations that are put on it when there are sanctions against your country. You can just use crypto. So even Putin figured that out. So yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And then, of course, legalizing the mining, it's probably based on what Trump said about wanting to have all of the remaining Bitcoin mined in the United States. And Russia's saying, not so fast. We're going to mine a bunch of that Bitcoin too. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Welcome everyone who's just joined. I'm here early today on a Friday. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate it. It's a Friday afternoon. We're hanging out Friday evening for some of you. We're going to talk about Doge. We're going to talk about Bitcoin and ETH. We're going to look at those ETFs. We're going to touch on XRP. We're going to touch on SHIB and what's going on with SHIB, because there's some new news there, or kind of new news. I'm not quite sure. And looked at overall crypto. And here's what we look like. We look like a lot of it is in the green. And particularly some altcoins that I've been talking about, like Celestia and Sui and Arbitrum and Injective. These are 4 altcoins that I have invested in. So it's nice to see big green bubbles around them. Sometimes those big green bubbles, though, are because they took a pretty bad hit in the recent nosedive that crypto had, and they've got further to recover. So part of it is that, but good things about them, and good positive, 10% plus gains over the last 24 hours is good to see. And then we've got this one up here, XRP down 8.5. And I told you guys, right, when XRP went on its big run on Wednesday, I was like, yeah, XRP is not going to hold 60 cents. There's no way. And predicted XRP would fall back. And sure enough, XRP is now 58. Because after that big run that happened on Wednesday, which was right as I was going live, this had just happened. And I was just like, whoa, look at that. And it got up to like 64 cents. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to hold. Not XRP. XRP is going to fade right back down. And so you see this chart here, and you're like, well, didn't everything else fade down? Right? Isn't XRP just following? And I'm like, no, because other things were going up. Last night, we had this big run, which was the short squeeze that happened with Doge, happened with Bitcoin, happened with ETH. They were all going up. But XRP, nope. XRP was going down. So that was predicted. And I think more and more people are talking about XRP's fate going forward. Now there's rumors that the SEC is going to appeal the court case where, and we'll talk about that. I got an article on that. But it's like, I wouldn't be touching this. We don't even know what the inflation value or when new XRP tokens are created and how they're, none of that is public, and it's just craziness. But to see coins like TIA just go on a big run and hold it, right? I mean, that's the main thing, right? Go on a big run and then hold it, which is what we see with TIA, Celestia, and then Injective just starting to finally come back. But it goes on a run and it holds it. And then, of course, Sui is is going to be the big one. And this is just slow and steady gains, big run yesterday, and even up more today. So these are all blockchain technologies that have a lot of VC money, particularly behind Sui. And I mean, even like Ran at Crypto Banter is like, guys, Sui looks like the place to be. And of course, I've been talking about it for almost a year now, that this could be the future and could really grow big. So Sui might be one that when it comes to like taking profits in crypto, that may be one that I may hold on some as well. I said I would sell everything except Bitcoin and Doge, but I may keep some of this too, because it just, to me, this looks like it has potential. We'll see how the adoption goes in the next 6 months, where the price goes and all that before I make those decisions. But again, just some things I've been thinking about. So yeah, buy the dip, right? Right, Paul? Buy the dip. Always. We need an XRP pump in Doge. Doge will go when it goes. Like XRP, it was this court case ruling, right, that led to a pump. Doge needs a bit of news like that. It needs its own little bit of news before it goes on its runs. And we're just waiting for that. And that's why we're accumulating. And we're still in this accumulation zone here. So, yeah, you don't want to, Matt, you don't want to venture into shorting and doing leverage trading, right? You don't want to know. Better not to. It's like gambling. It's gambling. And I don't do it. I don't touch it. I haven't done one short and I haven't done one leverage trade. Buying the dips, DCA, hold for the big gains that are going to come, and I'll show you when. I've been hinting at it quite a bit all week. But leverage, I mean, this run last night took out a bunch of shorters. And of course, on Monday morning, tons of leverage longs got liquidated. Hundreds of millions of dollars, totaling over $1 billion in one 24-hour period of leverage trades getting wiped out. And if you had a leverage long on something, you got wiped out too, because they took out all the little guys too. And you don't, it's a typical gambler, right? You only talk about your wins, but when you're losing, when you lose, you're quiet. You're awfully quiet. And it's dangerous, particularly people like George on Cryptos R Us, to talk about leverage trading. Tom Crown even does it. And I'm just like, guys, you don't know how influential you can be, and people will follow you and they can get wrecked. I don't touch it. I don't touch it. I mean, even now we see, both long and short in the past hour, some trades get wrecked here. I only have the biggest ones on this chart here. But what we saw was, I mean, this was where we were on the 7th, on Wednesday, when we had a drop in the market and had a bunch of leveraged longs taken out. And then last night, these red bars down here, these were all the shorts getting taken out. And now it's kind of a mix, kind of up and down, a little more on the longs today, as prices have generally been drifting down. So on these dips, they just take out more new long leveraged trades. So yeah, so there's that. So there's that going on. Gambling with an edge. Yeah, but Rigo, the exchanges will take you out. They'll take you out. Given the state of the dollar, do you think US eventually goes to a digital dollar? Yes. Yes. Eventually they will. And what that looks like, we don't know. I mean, it's pretty much a digital economy anyway, right? With credit cards and such. Cash is just being used less and less. And do they really print like all the cash? I don't think so. But how is it all accounted for? Which is the beauty of Bitcoin and the open ledger, right? The blockchain recording everything. That was the idea behind a CBDC, central bank digital currency, right? CBDC would have its own blockchain, but the blockchain would be private. It wouldn't be public. So we wouldn't be able to see what's going on. And that means that there would also be control by the government over the CBDC dollars, which is what China is doing with the digital yuan. And they could shut you off if they want to, or they could limit how you actually use your money. So interesting topic to see how all of that plays out. But if it's your money, you should be able to be free to do with it whatever you want, except for illegal activities. Crypto will not go away. How much will cryptocurrencies get adopted versus what all the countries do? Too early to tell right now. Hey, KB, welcome. Have you ever held a coin through 2 bull runs? This is my second run with Doge. And I was an early purchaser of VeChain as well. So I'm actually VeChain, I'm going through my second. I don't have a lot of that, but that was one I bought. And Harmony One as well was another one. Those were 2 that I got into there in early 2021. Rode up and all the way back down. So was it worth holding? No, it was not. It was not. The bear market, particularly for altcoins, 2022, 2023, that was huge. That big losses. Is that worth holding again? No. And I'm not going to do it. Now, I talked about keeping some of my Bitcoin, and I will keep some Dogecoin. I'm going to sell Dogecoin. Yes, I'm going to take some profits this time on Doge. I don't know how much of my Doge I'm going to sell yet. It's not going to be all of it. Just in case there's a super cycle, what they call a super cycle, right? That we don't see a huge bear in 2026. We don't know yet. Still riding on that 4-year cycle kind of philosophy. I mean, if it plays out where, this fall we have a big run and it goes into the winter time and into the spring, and then we start seeing, a big pullback, that could be the signals of the beginning of a bear market. It's like, do you want to hold everything all the way back down? We don't know where the bottom's going to be yet. Like Matt was asking earlier, it's like, where would the bottom of Dogecoin be in the next bear? Well, we don't know where the top is yet in this cycle, in this bull cycle yet. So too early to be talking about that. But I mean, here's my 4-year cycle chart again that I always have sitting right here, and it's like, I mean, it doesn't look so bad, this dip year 2022, but and this was just Bitcoin. And Bitcoin went from 69 all the way down to 15. Altcoins got hammered worse percentage-wise than Bitcoin. This Bitcoin drop was like 75%. Altcoins were down 95%, many of them. I mean, Doge itself went from 73 cents for its high, right? Which is higher than like Bitcoin 69K, just in a number, right? Bitcoin went to 15K. Dogecoin went to 5 cents. That was like a 95% drop. And most other altcoins also did a 95% drop. Do I want to hold a bunch of cryptocurrency through another 90% drop in a bear market? No. Again, don't really know if that's the 4-year cycle is going to continue, but I mean, this is what we've got. Cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3. We are now in the 4th cycle. The previous 3 were all followed by dips, and those dips were bear markets. So I'm guessing after we hit the 4th all-time high, the next top of this bull market, there's going to be a big retrace. That's going to be the bear market. And I'm not going to be holding all of this through another one. If I'm wrong, well, at least I took profits and I maybe missed out on some other gains. But that's the way I'm playing it. That's the way I'm playing it. Doge chain. Not a fan, Wolfmeister. Doge chain is, it's just a developer playing off the Dogecoin name with a token and some idea of using the Doge token. It's just like, why don't you just build on Dogecoin, on the Dogecoin blockchain, and use the real Dogecoin? You can do that for your project. Anybody can build on Dogecoin, on the blockchain. It was a money grab. That's all. Wouldn't touch it. Can't avoid losses. I know. We'll talk about the death cross stuff and these other critical levels in just a little bit. But having fun seeing what else is going on in the chat here. If I was ever to short a stock, it would be Disney. Yeah. The whole woke thing that Disney did too was just like, really? I mean, the movies just aren't even good anymore, in my opinion. Yep. Elon will not buy Disney stock at a bargain. He won't buy any Disney stock unless there's a complete change in leadership and direction. Where are my old videos? Joseph, they are in they were on my old channel, which got taken away from me. So they are gone, unfortunately. So was not able to recover, which was unfortunate, but people do what people do. So yeah, there was some really good content I had from back then, particularly my interview with Billy Marcus, but it's gone, unfortunately. So had to start over, which I did, and I enjoy, again, this little corner of YouTube here talking about crypto and a lot of Dogecoin stuff here, just because I enjoy doing this. Yeah, unfortunately, Joseph, sorry. Yeah, there was some good stuff. But we move on, right? We move on. At least most do. At least most do. Okay, what's going on? Dogecoin. Dogecoin to $1. So, I mean, it's like, really, come on. We're still talking about Dogecoin to $1 now. It's like, it's not time for that yet. But this is really the key to it, is the missing catalysts. That's what Dogecoin needs. And that's what I've been saying for years. That's what I've been saying. Since the bear market 2 years ago really hit, you'll see in all my videos, all my lives, every time I'm talking about Doge, is that's what it's going to need is a catalyst. And you today is finally saying, okay, catalyst. And it isn't even you today, it's others that are saying it here. But it's like the factors that will drive future growth for Dogecoin is going to need a catalyst. The Dogecoin network needs a catalyst to drive further growth. And that's what we've been waiting for. And we've talked numerous times about what those catalysts are. There's probably some unknown ones we haven't even thought about yet, which would be nice for something to just come out of the blue and have this huge acceptance of Dogecoin. But right now, it's still on the backs of Elon Musk related companies, be it X, Tesla, the Boring Company, SpaceX. That's still where Doge's catalysts primarily lie. And we're waiting. And we're waiting for that. And the block has this thing about 68% of wallets are still in profit. So even despite the huge dip down below 10 cents, we still have 68% in profit. Number of new addresses, although there are still new addresses being created, into the block is saying on a percentage basis, it has been decreasing. Number of transactions has been mixed, but most of it has been the summer, and we expected this summer was going to be slow, as summers typically are for cryptocurrencies. And then they're looking at time zones and when the activity is in trading Doge, and it's more in the Western, more around when United States is awake, as opposed to over in Asia, all the way over to the Middle East. There's just a much higher percentage of trading and activity on the Dogecoin network when the United States is awake. So we have that going on. One thing to think about, again, going through a bunch of Dogecoin numbers, is that the average holding time of Dogecoin is over 2 years. And that takes into account everybody that has bought Doge up until yesterday. But the average of all of the Dogecoin held is 2.3 years. Because there's a lot of Dogecoin that was bought back in the day, 2014, 2015, slowing down 16, 17, 18, started to pick up again back in 19. But now the average is 2.3 years. That's some good hodling, particularly of what Dogecoin has gone through. I still have most of my Doge from early 2021 that I've held now for 3.5 years. But the time will be coming. This next big run on Doge, I will be taking some profits this time. But that's just me. Some of you have got longer time horizons and you can wait and see how the whole Doge thing plays out. But yeah, 67% of all Doge holders have held for over a year. So that's all of the data I wanted to cover. Dogecoin price is poised for a steady increase, inspired by Bitcoin. And that steady increase is going to be, again, on the backs of Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. We've had a lot of questions recently about why do most cryptos trade together in unison? And we talked about that, I think, last live stream in detail. And that's what we would see too, is a steady increase. And for Dogecoin, that is actually better overall for Dogecoin's price. Because what we've seen in the past is, I mean, here I am on the daily, and we go back and we see like when Dogecoin has gone on big runs by itself outside of what Bitcoin is doing. So we look at this big gain that Dogecoin had in the end of February of this year up until early March. We had this gain of Doge, which actually was like almost 150%. But then it retraced down like 40% just shortly thereafter. And that was still in March. That was before we entered this sort of bearish downward trend, still in the middle of a much larger bull market. Because when Dogecoin goes on these big runs like this, straight up, it can't hold it. Profit taking and shorting happens and the price decreases. And that happens every time. I mean, we can go back to when, like especially this time back here in 2022 when Elon bought Twitter. Huge run up in the price of Dogecoin. Huge run up. And that price escalation was like 160%. But then what happened? Dogecoin came all the way back down, 50% drop. It can't hold it when it goes on that big spike. So I would prefer to see Doge go on slow and steady gains and follow Bitcoin, because Bitcoin does go on slower and steady gains. And I think Dogecoin would be able to hold its level better if it goes on that kind of increase. Because otherwise you can just say, you know, over Dogecoin's entire history, every 4 years, there's a period of about a few months when Dogecoin really accelerates. And then the rest of those years, the other 8-9 months of those years, plus the entirety of the other 3 years, Dogecoin's going sideways or down. That's not great. I would rather see slow and steady gains in Dogecoin so it can hold the levels, as opposed to spiking up and then just getting shorted, profit taking and then shorted back down. Eventually, if Dogecoin's actually being used as a currency, like on X, you won't see spikes like that. But that's not happening yet. So we're still driven by the big spikes and then the big retests back down for Doge, because that's what we see for Dogecoin. So, so that is the steady increase dream that I have for Doge, but it's most likely not going to happen. Now we'll see this fall what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin going to go on a big run? The rest of cryptocurrency is going to follow it, and Doge could also follow as well without its own catalyst. So we could see a big increase in the price of Dogecoin as well. If Bitcoin is going to say double in price, then Doge should double in price. But then you say, well, Kriss, that takes Bitcoin over 100,000, but it only takes Dogecoin to like 20 cents. And Dogecoin was just at 20 cents back in March, where Bitcoin has never been to 100,000. I mean, that's going to be huge for Bitcoin to go to 100K. You telling me Dogecoin's only going to go to 20 cents? And I'm like, yep. Yep. We have to have that expectation that if Dogecoin does not have its own catalyst, it doesn't have its own spike because of some news that's specifically Dogecoin, we have to be ready for an expectation that Doge only goes to 20 cents, which was my end of the year prediction. If you look at my video back on January 1st, my 2024 yearly prediction for Dogecoin, at the end of the year, Doge is going to be 20 cents. It just happens. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's still August. A lot can happen. September, October, November, we don't know what's going to happen. But again, you guys come here and you come on to my live stream because you want to hear something a little more realistic than what all the Moon Boys are saying. Because you can go listen to the Moon Boys all you want. Dogecoin to $1, Dogecoin to the moon, Bitcoin to 250K or 300. You get onto George's Cryptos R Us live streams and you get people asking, you know, can this do a 10x and that do a 10x? And George always says, yeah, I can do a 10x. No. Those 10x days for most of cryptocurrency are behind us. Yes, Solana just recently did a 10x, right, last year. Good for Solana. Is XRP going to do a 10x? No. Is Dogecoin going to do a 10x? Probably not, unless it has its own real utility catalyst, not on hopium, not on FOMO, but real. So I did want to say that today. I'll get to the other in a minute because I want to get caught up on the chat, and then we'll get into the rest of Doge, and then we'll get into altcoins, Bitcoin, ETH, those critical things I want to talk about there. But I see a lot of stuff going on in the chat, and I want to keep up with it so I don't get too far behind. So Jay Rodriguez asks, where do you see Doge going by the end of the year? So there it was. And I'm still in that camp. Saw a meme saying our government is laughing at us. Current currency is color-coded, same as monopoly money. Yeah. And the last thing we want is a digital dollar that can be manipulated by the government. No. Yep, I used to do collabs with Stephen Steele. Daryl's a lot of fun. We've commented on each other's videos a few times. He's a little out there for me. He's one of those Moon Boys. So, yeah, I don't know about that. He's really out there. And then if you guys didn't hear earlier, I did mention Goose Wayne, who used to collab with back in 2021. He now has 1 million subscribers. Today, he hit 1 million subs, and he had this live stream, countdown to 1 million subscribers, and then he did something technical he shouldn't have done. That live stream ended. Then he started a second one that was called This Is It. And he was on for almost an hour, and then he went to take a break, and then that one ended. And so then he started a third one. Okay, this is it. And then he actually hit 1 million subs during that one. So that was fun to see. So that happened today. So, but yeah, he's not doing crypto anymore. He's doing this other Omegle trolling stuff. He's having a lot of fun with it, which is great. But yeah, he made it to 1 million subs. So good for Wayne. Good for Goose Wayne. When do you plan to start taking profits? 30 to 35 is still my target, Emil. Still my target. And again, that's just a layering strategy we'll talk about more this fall if what I think is going to happen actually happens. Then we'll start talking about that. But yeah, no Moon Boys here. I bought some Swift coin, Jasmine guy. You talked me into it. Just in case, right? Just in case. We will see. Yeah, Niels, I read an article about XRP going to $33. Complete nonsense. That is just, I mean, If somebody goes and buys a bunch of XRP because of that, I mean, they deserve to lose it. They absolutely deserve. Now, will they actually lose it? No. But as we've seen, XRP just over the years just has not made the gains that most other cryptocurrencies have had. And there's nothing that I can see that's going to stop it. Its all-time high was like $3 back in 2017. 2021 didn't even get close to that. And so you got a lot of people who hold a lot of XRP from back in the day that have $2 plus averages. It may never even make it to $1. XRP may never make it. We don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of people holding. Blue Horse, smash the likes, join the channel. Thank you for the reminder, everyone. Welcome. Keeping it real here. We just went through some Dogecoin analysis. I've got one or two more here. Dogecoin blowing charts in multiple metrics. This article here, again, the large transaction volume, they say that it signals institutional interest. No, it was just the whole market trading down on Monday morning and then again on Wednesday. And then the big short squeeze we had last night. That's what that was. That's what that was. That's not institution. There's no institutional interest in Dogecoin. So this article is just wrong. No institutions are buying Doge. It's all retail driven, which means that Doge still has the ability to go on big runs with big spikes. The open interest, the futures, all the shorting and stuff can be totally overdone by retail FOMO, which is still the beauty of Dogecoin. You're not going to see as much of that in Bitcoin because Bitcoin is so heavy now. And ETH is doing the same thing. So much leverage trading, so much shorting going on that they don't have a chance to go on huge runs. Not continuously. We'll see what happens this fall. But no, I don't see that with Doge. So can Dogecoin hit $1? And I see some, or Caffeine just asked, right? Can Doge do a 10x? Can it go to $1? And that's what this article is saying. Can Dogecoin hit $1? These positive indices have rubbed off on the price of Doge, up to 10.45 cents. Despite all these positive sentiments, for Dogecoin to hit the $1 level, the network needs major catalysts to ensure further growth. That's it. That's it right there. And I was talking about this again a year ago, and particularly on January 1st, my 2024 price prediction video, I actually gave 2 predictions. Was that cheating? No, but it was telling the truth. It's like, is Dogecoin going to have a major catalyst in 2024 or not? You can go back and you can watch that video. And like the last 5 minutes, I covered the whole thing. And here we are, 8 months later, in the same position, in the absolute same position. If Dogecoin does not have a major catalyst in 2024, it is not going to hit $1 by the end of the year. Could it do a 10x and hit $1? Yes, if there's a major catalyst. Is that going to happen in 2024 or maybe 2025? We don't know yet. That we don't know. But that's why we're accumulating Doge. And like I said before, this Dogecoin down here below 10 cents that we just had this week, like all of that Doge right there, that was a gift. And that's what I said in my video, right? That is a gift to be buying Dogecoin for 9 cents And even some of you that got it down here in the 8s, that is a gift. Absolute gift. Will we see another dip down there, this month or next? We might, depending on if there's another like total fear, like coming back into the markets for one reason or another. That's a gift. The Doge has recovered back up and is back into my wedge now. So that was a gift. Accumulating Doge for the eventual gains. Doge most likely is going to follow Bitcoin, but it can do much better than Bitcoin if it gets its own catalyst, its own news, the adoption, something happening with Doge more than Elon funny tweets. It's got to be more than that this time. Dogecoin's whale transactions surge, but does it really have 10x potential? Again, going back to Caffeine's question, right? I know this is what's on people's minds, but does it have that potential? Sure. What's it going to be based on? Same thing. Catalyst. It needs something. It can follow the market, but like I said, if Bitcoin goes to 100,000, Dogecoin is going to have a tough time from this point getting above 20 cents. There may be some FOMO that kicks in and brings it up to 22 or something like we just saw back in March, but it'll get shorted right back down. So that's what we have before us with Dogecoin. Overall, if you zoom out and you look at Doge from 2021, you see this big triangle here that Doge did break out of in February and has been back testing now. This is Cryptorphic, right? So this is his chart. And he's saying since that February breakout of that triangle, Doge has been back testing. It has been trading within this channel since February 2021. That was down here. That was the first move up when Dogecoin went from 1 cent up to 8 cents. Yes, it did an 8x in about a day and a half. That was Doge. An 8x in a day and a half. And that's when I bought my Doge at 2 cents. My first Doge was during this first big run right there. So since then, Doge has been trading in this big triangle, according to Cryptorphic, over 1,127 days until it broke out with a massive candle in February 2024, which I just showed. Here's why I believe Doge can 10x to nearly $1. Break out above the long-term accumulation channel, currently being retested. That's what we've got. Printing a strong weekly doji, signaling significant buying pressure from the bulls. That comes and goes. Elon Musk is likely to shill it after the presidential election this year. I don't believe that. I think Elon could incorporate it into X payments, but he's not going to be shilling. He's not going to be shilling Dogecoin. If he promotes it, it's because he's actually going to be using it. And then we can get into trading above the 200 EMA, the 100 EMA, RSI below 45 means it has plenty of room for growth. This is a weekly chart. So yeah, RSI below 50 on a weekly chart in the middle of a bull market. That shows good potential. And meme coins. Meme coins have been outperforming solid projects this season. Cryptorphic says that he believes Doge will lead the charge for the rest of this bull run. And we talked about this on Wednesday. Once Dogecoin actually starts moving, you are going to see a lot of people selling their other tokens, their other memes, and buying Doge to be part of the Doge run. And that's what the anticipation is, and that's what everyone's waiting for. Doge is the original, the OG meme coin, and people are going to be wanting to be part of the big Doge run based on what we saw in 2021. If Dogecoin is going to go on that kind of a run again, people are going to want to be part of it. They're chasing other tokens now because Doge is just floating along. Right? That's what we're waiting for, which is why I think accumulating Dogecoin, particularly below 10 cents, is a gift. Multiple indicators are suggesting a bullish move is on the horizon. And then Cryptorfix says, my strategy is holding on spot for the next 6 months. Be ready to accumulate on any dips. Closing above 11 cents on a weekly chart could be a trigger point. So we will watch it. When Dogecoin eventually moves up above 11, maybe to 12, will it come back and retest 11 and stay above it? Again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. I say the same thing, right? Not financial advisor. But that's what he's saying. And I'm kind of in line with him. That's almost exactly what I've been saying. This is what we've got for Doge. Overall, for altcoins, well, this is Altcoin Daily, who's saying, I mean, these are the charts that Raul Paul has been using in his everything code and the banana zone. 2012, 2016, 2020, and here we are, 2024. There's always a boring zone before the banana zone. Boring zone before the banana, boring before the banana, boring before the banana. 4-year cycles. We are in 2024. We're in the boring zone. What's coming? Is it really going to be another one of these? We don't know at this point, but that's what the cycles show. Right, caffeine? Banana. Exactly. Banana. Bitcoin ETFs, have been a lot of talk about ETFs. Yesterday, it was a positive 194. 194 positive. That's a lot. Now, Grayscale sold 182. And this is in millions of dollars. So $182 million out of Grayscale. BlackRock picked up 157 alone yesterday. But total, because we had BTCW pick up 118. Yes, they bought $118 million worth of Bitcoin. We had a net positive 194. And that news, of course, led to this big green candle right there. All that buying. Big green candle. That's the daily. We can look at the 4-hour. And we can see this big run up that we had right there, which essentially was about a 15-cent run on Bitcoin, led to huge short liquidations, these red bars down here. huge short liquidations. Like I said, we're going to see a huge short squeeze. Well, they started it here. Are we going to see Bitcoin turn around and come up higher, up into 65, 66, 67, and start taking out more shorts? That's where I think this is going. Bitcoin is going to curl up, come up higher, and take out more shorts. That's what's coming. Won't be as smooth as that. It'll probably be more jagged, as Bitcoin does, but generally it's going to be that sort of move, right, that we're going to see. Because they've been taking out those leveraged longs. I mean, the big one on Monday, right? Bitcoin going all the way down to 49,700. I mean, you talk about a gift, right? The Bitcoin lovers are just like buying this up. And look how quickly Bitcoin went from 50K to 60K. We're starting to see more positivity in the markets, which leads to then we won't have as much selling in any of these other ETFs. And you'll see none of them sold except for Grayscale. So there's still a lot of users of the Grayscale that still want to get out of Grayscale. Some of them are getting out of Grayscale and then buying into BlackRock's or these others because they get lower fees, but they're still in the ETF. So we see some of that. But I do think it's nice to see all of these in the black. So we have that for Bitcoin. What's going on with ETH? Well, with ETH, again, here's the Grayscale one, all negative. So big selling happening out of the ETH ETF for Grayscale. A lot of this is getting bought up by BlackRock. But overall, ETH is still negative, which is what this line shows. This is the overall total amount. And there has been overall to date more selling out of the Grayscale ETF than there has been buying in all of the others combined. When this turns around, though, look out for ETH. And this chart shows over time, this is in number of days, if we compare the Grayscale Bitcoin sell-off versus the ETH sell-off, the ETH sell-off has been at a greater percentage to date than the Bitcoin sell-off out of what used to be a futures ETF that got spun into a spot, which is a good sign for a quicker recovery for ETH. So that's kind of interesting. So these are the kinds of critical moves that are going to lead to this, the banana zone. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Let's get all the FUD out of the way. When is this going to happen? Well, middle of September would be nice, right? That's when the Fed has their next FOMC meeting. And if they don't do an emergency rate cut, which I still don't believe they're going to do, they're going to be conservative. They're going to wait until they have their meeting, and then they're going to do a cut middle of September. That's going to be bullish. And that may just be the thing that ticks this market off. That could be it. Once the FOMO comes in, look out. Got a lot of people who've been looking at these charts and are waiting and waiting and waiting for that to kick in. And it's Friday. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Jason. Welcome. So that's what I wanted to cover. That's what's going on, is we're still in this chop, but that chop looks like it's ready to turn around here and go on the next little short squeeze. I don't think it's going to be a huge short squeeze yet, but a little one to take out more shorters up here. Definitely. That's coming. That is coming. So we'll see how that plays out. Dogecoin? Dogecoin's going to do the same thing. Doge is going to curl and come back up. Now you'll see this white line up here. This was my August price prediction. So we're pretty close, actually, at this point in time to where I thought Doge would be. Doge just dipped more than I thought it would. Didn't know there'd be such fear over the economy that would cause this huge dip down like we saw on Monday. So August could still play out for Doge per my prediction. And we could see the beginning of the breakout out of my big wedge happening around the middle of the month. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see how that plays out. All right, what's going on? What is going on, guys? Yes, there was a lawsuit against XRP. And so XRP wins, right? Well, I mean, they have to pay a fine, but the lawsuit's done. But XRP couldn't hold its price. It couldn't hold its price. Back down to 57. If that was true, like, good news, let's go, right, for XRP, XRP would already be up in 70 cents, 80 cents. But nope, sold right back off, just like it always does. Same thing happened last summer when they won a lawsuit. Remember that last summer? We can go back. Same thing happened last summer, right there. July. Big spike up. Dogecoin XRP at that time was at about 47, 48 cents. Spiked all the way up to like 90 cents. And then dumped all the way back down. Comparatively, this one, not much, and it's dumping back down again. So it's not like I have anything against XRP. It's just that there's so many people that ask about it, and there's so many people who are so convinced that XRP is going to go up to $2 or $3, and I'm just saying, or even more. And I'm just saying, guys, no. Personally, I don't hold any XRP except this little bit that's in our Kriss DCA portfolio, which the other day, XRP was in the green, but now it's back in the red. It's fallen back below our buy-in price from last summer at 58 cents. Now it's down 57 cents. So it's back in the red. But again, this is only $700 worth of XRP, but it's like, again, we were buying these cryptos live on these live streams, and I was taking suggestions, so to speak, from the people in the chat. And there were a few that said, Kriss, you need to add XRP to your portfolio. So I bought some, and it's in here, and we've been watching it, and it's garbage, in my opinion. But hey, we're just watching it, right? If you're invested in XRP, I just say good luck. Look for the next spike and take profits accordingly, is what I say. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to do the same with that little bit of XRP that we've got in the Kriss DCA portfolio, and we'll be selling out of it. What are my thoughts on Baby Doge? Baby Doge is an old token that was created back in 2021, 2022 timeframe. That's when Baby Doge was made. If there's a new Baby Doge, I don't know about it. But the old Baby Doge, again, it was a token created off the backs of the real Dogecoin. I never supported it. Some people made money off it. Good for them. Hopefully they sold for a profit. But a lot of people have been holding it for a long, long time. Let's see, Baby Doge. I have not looked at a Baby Doge chart in an awful long time. Let's do a weekly. Looks like there was a spike in February as well. When Dogecoin spiked, Baby Doge spiked. And look at that. It sold all the way back down and even lower. Let me get this out of the way. It's even lower than where it was in early February. Even lower. Dogecoin didn't do that. Dogecoin's at 10 cents now, and it was at like 7.5 in February. But Baby Doge went from 11 all the way up to 35 and now back down to 10. So it's even lower. But if you zoom out and you look at Baby Doge's history, yeah, this is at late 2021 into 2022. It was created, went on its big spike up, and sold off all the way back down. Early 2023 went on this spike, came all the way back down. And here we are again, a third one up and back down. It's a pump and dump. If you ever seen a pump and dump chart before, Baby Doge is it. Complete pump and dump. So there you go. Look at this. Moving up, as I suggested. Nice. ChatGPT said I could use the Wayback Machine and download your video with code. It's gone, Randy. It's gone. I don't know if Wayback. I don't know if Wayback could actually save the video, right? Wayback can save the, they'd be able to save the YouTube page, right? But not the content, because the content is gone. That's what I believe. But I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look. I'd like to get that Billy Marcus interview back. That's about the only thing I'd really want from the old channel, would be that. Hey, Joe, what's up? Any Doge below 25 cents is a steal. Wow, you keep repeating the same thing over and over. I know. I repeat it, and people still ask. So I repeat it again. It's not that hard. I don't know. The latest news on X payments. 33 states, 17 to go. That's money transmitter licenses that X has in the United States. They have 33 states. How long is it going to take to accumulate those remaining 17? Don't know. Last December, Elon thought he would have them all by the middle of the summer, 2024, or now late summer. Elon's timelines generally have been off. So, no surprise. That's about all I know. Only me. Do you remember Elon was exploring different code for Dogecoin to speed up the transfer time? Nope, you're not making that up. That did happen. Elon talked to the Dogecoin devs, and the Dogecoin devs worked on the Dogecoin core and upgraded it so that lower fees and faster transaction time. And the devs were able to do that. So that is now in Dogecoin. Lower fees, faster time. Will that play out on anything for Elon, like on X payments? That would be awesome. I mean, you see like the videos of the people who are spending Dogecoin at like Williamsburg Pizza in New York City. It's a direct Doge to Doge transfer. Doesn't use a third-party integrator, not through BitPay or anything else. And you see how quickly that Doge transfer actually happens. It's a minute maximum. Most less than half a minute. And that's a cryptocurrency wallet-to-wallet transfer. Now, if you go to BitPay or someone else, like you do like AMC, like if you use Dogecoin to buy AMC tickets on the AMC app, it happens immediately. But that's not a true wallet-to-wallet transfer. That's just the way BitPay processes those payments. So it's a little faster, but it's not really the same. It's like using a credit card. So, yeah, Elon can't shill because of the lawsuit too. Yeah, I don't know what the latest is in that lawsuit. I haven't heard any updates. It's still going on, but. So in Doge news, Doge designer says Doge no longer just a meme coin. Well, yeah, Doge designer is going to say that. Again, trying to elevate Doge outside of the meme coin status to actual use as currency. And CB Doge has been saying that more and more, particularly on X, because that gets Elon's attention as well. Elon sees all that stuff. Of course he does. He sees it all. He responds to a lot of Doge designer stuff, but only when it's solely about X. Every once in a while, a Dogecoin related thing Elon may react to, which he has. But he sees all that other stuff. So can it go above 11, but only hit 20? So it can go above 11 and only hit 20, according to my analysis. Well, by the end of the year, I think. That doesn't mean that's the end of the bull cycle, because the cycle goes into 2025. That's my prediction for the end of the year is 20-cent Doge. And that would only be if there's no catalyst. Now, if Doge gets integrated into X for something, it's going to blow past 20 cents. This is if there's no news, if there's no specific Dogecoin new use. That's my prediction. How does Coinbase ETH staking rate work? I remember it was 4% when ETH was 1,600. Now it's 2%. So I know Coinbase had a promotion initially for ETH staking when ETH used to be a proof of work cryptocurrency, and then it was the ETH2, right? And you could buy ETH and put it and start to stake it into this ETH2, and you would get a better staking reward. So I remember that happened, but I don't know what the percentage has been since then. I haven't been following it. Has it gone down to 2%? Really? I'm going to pull this window over here onto my other screen and go to Coinbase, just in case it's going to ask for login stuff. And it does. Yeah. See if that works. Oh, two-factor authentication. See, I even have two-factor authentication. It worked. Ha! It worked. All right, we are in. We are in. So this is Coinbase. And this is our Kriss Pax DCA portfolio. For those that haven't seen Coinbase before, this is the spot trading on the advanced Coinbase. And we own 0.036 Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin chart. And we talk about this every now and then, right? About trading here. But what we want to look at is ETH, right? ETH, yeah, 2.6 is the APY on ETH. 2.6. Why is that? And why did that go down? Because you raise a good point. Earn. ETH, 2.6. Current rate, 2.62. When you stake ETH on Coinbase, you earn staking rewards, learn more. And then it goes to a page that's not found. Ha! Ah. Awesome. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. 2.6. Yeah, it used to be more. I remember. It used to be more. I don't know. How does Michael Saylor sleep at night? I mean, if anyone has conviction in the future of Bitcoin, it's Michael Saylor, right? Current view on Jasmy. We're going to see 3.3 cents again soon. A lot of good news coming out in Jasmy, but still the Japanese economy has been holding it down, I think. So 3.3 cents. Yeah, we just touched up there the end of July. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight red days for Jasmy. Doge had 10. Jasmy had 9. So there's a bit of recovery, but yes, it will be back up at least 3.3. I would bet by the end of the month we're back up in that range. That'd be my guess for Jasmy. And then again, we're talking banana zone, October, November, of which we could be seeing acceleration of prices of just about everything. So, chilling like a villain until Doge is accepted by X. Cheers from Thailand. Cheers, Edmund. Early Saturday morning for you. Johnny, any good news for Doge? Not anything specific for Doge today. Doge is just hanging, kind of following the market. Hey, dancing Doge. Here we go. Kind of following the market. You don't like Billy Marcus anymore? I mean, he's always been kind of an ass in a sarcastic way, right? He's never really liked cryptocurrency. I mean, he and Jackson made Dogecoin to make fun of crypto. So he just isn't as negative about it as Jackson became. And he just kind of like makes fun of it. So as long as you take that in stride, I mean, that's Billy. Matthew thinks Doge will hit $1 by March 2025. That would be awesome. And that would be on a timeline that could possibly fall in with X payments. If X payments can get started this fall, and then maybe in 2025, there's some kind of Doge integration, that would be awesome. I saw 33 states is the last I saw Blue Horse. Maybe they got 2 more since then. That was on Monday or Tuesday, I think is when I saw that. Or maybe last week. I don't recall. It's hard to keep up. USA got lucky. You know, when Steph Curry starts hitting threes, if he missed a couple of those threes, it might have gone right down to the end and Serbia might have won. That's basketball. That's basketball. I have not heard of the Dogecoin devs working on speeding it up anymore. Right now, everything they're working on is on the integration side. They're not working on speed or lower fees now. It's the libdoge which is the main integration piece, as well as, well, yeah, I mean, you can read about it, right? You can go to foundation.dogecoin.com. You can come here and you can look at their trail map, and it tells you what they're working on. The Giga Wallet, that's what it was called. It's the Giga Wallet. That's what they're working on. This Giga Wallet API. And that's so mobile apps can transact with Dogecoin without holding keys. That's the main thing, is this Giga Wallet that they're working on. Because then you can integrate Dogecoin transactions directly with third parties. If you really want to use Dogecoin as payment, right? That keeps you from having to log into Coinbase and then do a transfer, which is now how you would have to do it. Japan is going through tsunami and earthquakes. I know. Can't catch a break. They've got these major earthquake warnings. It looks like all of their early warning signs are like saying, we got a big one coming. That's tough. Yeah, Kriss sat Tatum out. Again, second game. I don't know why. I don't know why. So that's a myth there, low roller, about Billy selling it for a van. And actually the myth wasn't a van. It was like a Honda Civic or something. But what he actually said, because I asked him the question in the interview that we were talking about trying to find earlier, but I asked him the question about that. And he said, no, the truth was he had to pay rent. And that's why he sold the remaining Dogecoin he had. And he said the amount of that rent payment was the equivalent of a Honda Civic. And somebody put that into some news story or something that Billy sold his Dogecoin for a Honda Civic. And that's not true. He sold it to pay rent, which was the equivalent cost of an old Honda Civic. And only I know that story because I asked him the question. Or anybody else who listened to me on that live stream or is listening to me now know that that's the truth, because Billy doesn't talk about it. It's not something he talks about, right? He's so far past all of that. But yeah, that's the truth. Yep, he hates crypto. He did make those NFTs, though. That's right, Caffeine. He did make those NFTs. He was able to pay off the mortgage on his mother's house, which was very nice, right? I mean, still doing good things with the money, but yep. He made those NFTs when in that NFT craze a few years ago. So, and good for him for being able to do that. I don't know what those NFTs are worth today, but probably not much, like the rest of the NFT market, which has totally tanked. Hey, if Billy ever wanted to come on my live stream and do another interview, I would be glad to host. And he knows that I keep things real. And he enjoyed our interview because I remember we were getting up near the end of it. And I asked him if he really had to go. And he said, I can stick around longer. And we stayed on for like another 15, 20 minutes and we're having fun. So I don't know the time frames for X payments. Just said, what Elon said last December was he thought he'd have it all the states, the money transmitter licenses in all 50 states by the middle of the summer 2024. And we're already past that now. So I don't know. All right. So what else is going on? I was going to cover some other crypto things, like I said earlier. And one of the things is XRP. XRP could lose legal clarity if the SEC appeals the Ripple lawsuit ruling. So this is FUD that's out there or something. I don't know. Again, I don't get into all the details on all of the XRP lawsuits, the Ripple lawsuits. There's too much going on. There's multiple suits. There's multiple stuff. I mean, it's a big mess. So I don't know the particulars of it. But this line here, XRP slips under key psychological support at 60 cents, racing 7% of its value. It's like, that was predicted. That was predicted. And that's on my video of my live stream. When this XRP price was up there, it was up here at 63, 64 cents. And I said, yeah, it's going to fall below 60 cents. It's not going to be able to hold it. And here we are, 57 cents. As predicted, that's XRP. So we covered that. And then the other news I had was SHIB, which was kind of interesting that this is today's news. August 9th, 2024, I had to relook at just to make sure that the published date was indeed today, because it says Shibarium rolls out eagerly awaited auto burn mechanism. And I was like, wait a sec. I thought they already had that. And they were burning SHIB based on use on Shibarium. Well, it turns out those were manual burns. They weren't automatic. Well, so what's the difference? They still need to burn more. They said that feature would turn SHIB into a deflationary coin, although it's a token, right? It would make it deflationary. But if they're already manually burning SHIB, which we had been following in a number of articles, they would talk about SHIB they were burning, although when you burn millions of SHIB, it's like millions of SHIB, like $20. It's like that doesn't make a difference, right? Doesn't make a difference. You need to be burning billions, not millions. Right? So I'm like, at this point, sheep's either going to go on a big run or it isn't. I don't know. Again, if we have this banana zone, right, sheep's going to go on a run as well. If sheep's going on a run, are we going to see people selling other coins and buying into sheep? Probably, just like they'll be selling and buying into Doge as well. There's still many who believe that Doge and sheep have not gone on the true, 2024, 2025 bull runs yet, the big banana zone runs. And there are a lot of people waiting for sheep to make that move as well. So I don't think this really means anything about SHIB. I mean, the only people who are building stuff on Shibarium are already in that SHIB ecosystem. You don't have outside devs like building stuff on Shibarium. They're building stuff on Solana or Algorand or Sui now. They're not building on Shibarium. So the amount of actual burning that is happening with SHIB tokens, not enough to move the needle, not enough to make a difference. That would come after a big SHIB run. SHIB needs to be out there and more accessible, and it just isn't. So I just saw that in the news today and thought I would just I should probably just mention it. But auto burn, great. You need to be burning billions of SHIB tokens, not millions. Millions, not enough. Most of you don't care about SHIB anyway. I happen to own a little bag of SHIB and I'm waiting for the big run. So I can say I made money off of SHIB. And then that's it. Then I'm selling it all and I'm not going to talk about SHIB again. Billy posted a screenshot of a tweet that shared VanEck's 2050 price prediction. Yeah, and then he said that the price of Bitcoin would be somewhere between 0 and $50 trillion or something like that, right? It was something crazy like that. But hey, Ryan, welcome. Yeah, I started early. I started early today on a Friday. Welcome. One trader in particular projected on Tuesday, Dogecoin is poised for an upward surge. Ellen Santana on X says that the $1 dream for Doge is closer to coming true than it appears. Yeah, sure. Just tell me how it's going to do it. If he knows that, tell me how it's going to do it. Because it's not going to just do it by itself. In fact, by 2025, it can explode to 250. Yeah, and I'm just like, sure. But tell me how. You can look at the charts all you want and make guesses. That's the kind of stuff, Frank, that just sure. You're just looking at charts and you're just making stuff up. But for Doge, again, what's it going to be that gets it to trade up there? That is the story. Can it? Sure. We've seen it gone on huge runs before. 2021, huge, right? We've looked multiple times over the past year at the fractals of 2021 and what that will look like in the future. And where those targets are of $1 and $2.50, because we've been seeing a lot of those, but it's not going to do it on its own. Keeping it real, that's all. Hey Jay, how are you? You missed everything, dude. You missed it all. We're having a good time. Cheers to Friday stream. Hey, Ryan. Don't have anywhere near enough likes on this stream. And if any of you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe as well. Do subscribe as well. We looked at the crypto bubbles. That's where we started. And I just had to point out Arbitrum, Injective, Sui, Tia, and I actually own Crow on crypto.com as well. And those are 5 of the biggest gainers we've had in the last 24 hours. So my portfolio, despite Doge kind of going sideways, is actually up. The big red one is XRP, and of course XLM as well, which I don't own any of. Even Solana down a little bit. But yeah, Crow, Celestia, Injective, Arbitrum, Sui, I own all those. Nice. Ton, yeah. Boo. I agree, Run. Yeah. Ton coin, number 8. Doge, number 9. And because Ton has continued to go up, it's over $1 billion. It's like $1.5 billion difference now. So Doge has a long ways now to catch back up to Ton coin. I'm not involved in Telegram at all. I don't have a Telegram account. I don't do any of that. And we saw Ton moving up the top 100. And I mentioned it a couple times on some streams over the past year, just kind of, oh, what's this? This is kind of interesting. You know, here's a big mover. And then I found out it was a Telegram thing. And I was like, well, I don't use Telegram. So it's probably not going to do that great. Oh, look at top 10. People like playing those games on Telegram, I guess. I know, caffeine. Well, it's not out of nowhere now. We've been talking about it here for the last 9 months, but I'm just not into Telegram, and I'm just like, now, I mean, this latest pump is its Binance listing. So it's getting listed on Binance, so it spikes up. So that's how it leapfrogged Doge again, was based on that news. Good for them. Is it going to continue? Is it going to, I don't know. Only buy into Doge when you're ready to. Coin is one of the more promising and profitable meme coins on the market. And I didn't say Doge, it was impossible for Doge to reach $1. Not impossible. Unlikely without its own catalyst. Unlikely. 2021 was a special time in crypto. We had a lot of money floating around with all the stimulus checks still. So, I mean, alts just went crazy. I don't know if we're going to have that this time. So there's a lot of challenges that we have, but yet we still have Bitcoin, up over 60,000, already hit 73 this cycle based on those spot ETFs, all that buying of Bitcoin that was going on earlier in the year, and continued mass adoption of Bitcoin, or acceptance, I should say. More institutions buying Bitcoin brings up the whole crypto market. But eventually we're going to have this where it's going to be moving up so fast, particularly when Bitcoin starts getting close to 100,000. The news is going to be out there in the world, and you're going to get new investors coming into crypto. New investors coming in. That's what the banana zone is really about, is when the news is out there about crypto. And you get a bunch of new investors coming in. that's when the spike will happen. And a lot of them will be buying Dogecoin. Mostly because on Robinhood, right? You open a Robinhood account, the easiest account to buy crypto on. They only have 9 cryptos, and Doge and SHIB are the cheapest ones. Most people outside of our crypto bubble don't know what SHIB is, but they may have heard of Dogecoin. And that's what they'll buy. Thanks, Caffeine. Appreciate it. Top 10 history video. Every time I've made a history video or talked about the past or year in review and those things, they never do well. People don't care. They want to know the future. They want to know what's it doing now, what's causing the price action now, what's it going to be tomorrow, what's it going to be next month, what's it going to be next year. That's what people want to know. They don't want to hear about the past. So I only talk about it on the live stream because I can weave it in, right, in the live stream. But to make a whole video about history, I've done it before, they don't do well. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. Yeah, loyal listeners will watch, but new people, it's crypto. They don't care about the past. They want to know about when's it going to dip so I can buy at a lower price, and when is it going to hit the top so I know when to sell. If I could answer those questions, everybody would be listening, right? But that's kind of the reality of it. So history, yeah. But thanks, Caffeine. I mean, appreciate the super chat. Context can help paint the future. Yeah, and we talk about it on this live stream all the time. I'm always going back and looking at the charts in the past. But people only care in how that relates to what's happening now or what's in the future, not just for history's sake. A plausible explanation for the slowdown in Dogecoin's network activities that new investors do not see much upside for Doge at its current level. As such, they are tilting towards newer meme coins. Sounds like you're reading some news articles there. But yes, we've talked about that. There's a lot of interest within crypto in all the new flashy memes because, I mean, look, Doge is pretty much just going sideways like we thought for the summer. This was going to happen with Doge. It's actually gone down a bit. And that's boring. People want to wait all summer long for something to happen this fall. So they'd rather take their money and go try and chase some new meme like Nero, right? And go try and make money on that than sitting there with Dogecoin. There's a lot of people who think that way. Doge is just sitting there, so I'm going to go buy Nero. And there's some people who have made money already on Nero. Hey, good for them. That's fine. But what else are you going to talk about with Nero? It's a token that doesn't do anything, right? Oh, it's got a great community. Well, most crypto projects have great communities. So there's nothing special about that. Does Elon even know what Nero is? He probably knows that there's a dog named Nero, that the former owner of Kabasu has a Shiba Inu pup that she's named Nero. Elon might know that. Does he know there's a Nero token? Probably not. He can probably guess there is, but he's not interested in it. And you saw what happened with Vitalik, right? With the Nero token, right? They sent Vitalik a whole crap ton of Nero tokens. And what did Vitalik do with them? He sold them. That's what he does. And that's what he said he was going to do. If anybody donated or shipped a bunch of tokens to his wallets, because his wallets are public, people know what they are, that he was just going to sell. And he did that with Nero as well. He doesn't want to be associated with those things. And he told everyone like 2 years ago, if you send me any of these tokens, I'm just going to sell them. And he did it with Nero. I don't know. Just if you want to go with a little bit of your portfolio and go chase some meme tokens, okay. I mean, I did buy Bonk last year, and I did buy some Pepe this year. But it's all in waiting for this, right? And what's going to happen this fall. And it's just hedging a little bit that the memes may outperform Bitcoin and the other big altcoins. And we could see greater returns. So I'm in that game too, a little bit. I don't have a ton of Pepe. I don't have a ton of Bonk, but I have some. We'll see how it plays out. But those new tokens, like I said before, 99 out of 100 of them are going to die. So the chance of you like picking the one, I mean, even with Nero, there were 5 Nero tokens that were made when the news came out about that dog. 5 Nero tokens were made. It's like, how do you know which is the one that's going to make it? Just like 99 out of 100 of tokens that are made every hour or even 30 minutes. I don't know what it is. New token per minute. I don't know what that calculation is, but you don't know which is going to be the next Pepe or Sheeb or Bonk. I mean, PopCat was like, came from out of nowhere, right? And it was like a cat token. So we had PopCat. But it's like, who knew PopCat would break up into the top 100? And now it's selling off like crazy. Doge is the best community. The one thing great about the Doge community is you still have OGs from 10 years ago that are still around. So Doge is a very long-lasting community, and it has a history of doing good things, of Doge being donated for good causes, things like that, which is great for Doge. And the whole idea of do only good every day is, it's a good mantra, you know, and it's just like, and like I said before, I want everybody in the crypto space to become wealthy. I want everyone to make money, even people that hold XRP. It would be awesome, right? We all make a ton of money. The only reason that I talk negatively about XRP is because there are so many people who don't understand what XRP is and are being totally misled about its future. So I just put out there what I see, what I believe, and people don't like that. And I'm just like, sorry, I can only do what I can do. But I don't feel like I'm not like mad at people, right? I just tell it like I see it. So I'm still doing good, but I'm doing good and trying to protect people. That's all. Do you use Coinbase Pro? No, I don't. I use advanced trading on Coinbase. So here's Coinbase, and this is for our Kriss Pax portfolio. And you just go into spot here, and I'm already in the advanced trading mode. If you're not in advanced trading, then like if you wanted to buy Doge, right, you would go here and you could buy Doge off of the non-advanced platform. And then you can send and receive as well. We talked about like if you're going to use Doge to buy something, like you don't want to have to go into Coinbase and hit send and go through this process. You want to be able to transact with it without having to do this. And that's what the Giga wallet is all about for Dogecoin. But for trading, I use this advanced trading mode, which is free in Coinbase. Now, if I did, and this is Bitcoin, let's see what's happening with Doge now. There's Doge. Oh, that's Doge USDT. I want to get Doge and USD. Here we go. It's got better liquidity here. That's what's happening with Doge right now. Coinbase One. I would only use it if I was an active trader. So if I'm trading on a daily basis, I'm doing swing trading, day trading, those kinds of things, Coinbase fees will catch up to you. And you'll always have to have your profits be well above the price plus the fees. With advanced trading, you have the fee that you pay with each purchase or each sale. There's a small fee. If you join Coinbase One, you're paying a monthly fee to Coinbase, and your per trade fee is 0. That's the difference. But because I don't trade on a daily basis, I mean, my last trade on this account was July 19th. Again, we sold out of Matic because Polygon again is going to be migrating the Matic tokens into the Pol tokens. Coinbase most likely is not going to support that. And plus, Matic has just been performing terribly. So we sold Matic and we bought Celestia. And why did we buy Celestia? Well, I mean, because eventually it's going to have a lot of these big green bubbles for Celestia, right? But yeah, we don't trade. And even my own personal account. I mean, I haven't traded on Coinbase in a while on my own personal account. So I have not joined one. Now, for people who do like DCA, like you're going to DCA every day, and you're using Coinbase, then maybe having a one subscription makes sense. Again, I don't know what the fees are. I haven't done the math because I don't trade that way. But on the advanced trading, I mean, you see the spread between the bid and the ask here. You see the trade history. You can do your limit orders and all of that, all right here with this advanced trading. Again, I have a link below for Coinbase if any of you are interested in joining Coinbase and checking it out. And this is how I trade. I trade on Coinbase. 90% of my crypto has been purchased on Coinbase. It used to be less, but I used to have Binance US, got rid of that. And I've used Robinhood for a number of crypto purchases as well, although I have stocks on Robinhood as well. And Webull, I had some crypto on that I sold a long time ago when they were going to stop supporting crypto and they were going to move it all over to Webull Pay. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Jay says, I'm glad I got rid of XRP at 62 cents and jumped to Spell. And now you're up 12%. Good for you, Jay. Yeah, Low Roller and I are Spell token holders. And, you know, it's worth a shot. It looks like Doge is dipping a little bit here. We're seeing some action tip up here on Coinbase. You can see when these numbers really start moving that it's a very liquid market and there's a lot of movement. When these bid and ask numbers are really moving like that, that's when you know you're trading a good coin that's going to move. For instance, if we wanted to look at Swift coin, right? So here's Swift. You see the order book here? It hardly moves. There's like no volume on something like Swift coin. That's the difference. And also on Coinbase Advanced, when you click on like the USD trading pairs, the ones at the top have the highest volume. So these are the ones that are most liquid. So then if you scroll down and you scroll down and scroll down, then you're going to get down into these coins and tokens that there's just not a lot of trading on. I mean, Spell is one of them. Here's Spell down here. Not really actively traded, but, and like JProp, I don't know if you bought it on Coinbase, but when you bought it, and if you bought a lot of it, it takes a while to fill an order because there's not a lot in the order book. And so it takes a while to fill an order on something that has low liquidity like Spell token. It just doesn't, it doesn't move. So that's the trading. But on Doge, you see like your big trading of Doge. I mean, you see much bigger volume and much more movement. Just something to look for. But when I trade on Coinbase, I'm looking at those kinds of things. So if you're interested in checking out Coinbase, check my link in the description below. Appreciate it. All right. So there was that. But yeah, we're seeing Doge do a little bit of a dipsy-do right now. Little dipsy-do. I hate fees, but it's a safe bet than trying to sell on Robinhood. They are exclusively a one-way avenue for me. Buy and transfer. Yeah, on Robinhood, I mean, if you get your price if you do limit orders and you have 0 fees. Just don't try doing market buys when there's big movements, especially in Dogecoin, because then you end up with a terrible buy price. That's Robinhood. But you pay 0 fees, you just don't get the price you want. Tedward, here's that 20-cent Doge question again. You guys have heard me, and you wonder why I repeat myself. You wonder why. Not anything against you, Tedward. Not anything against you, but somebody was commenting earlier that I repeat myself. So again, if you go back to my January 1st video, January 1st, my 2024 price prediction video, I said 20 cents by the end of 2024. And here we are now in August, and we're right on track. Same thing. No difference. I think that will be Dogecoin's price at the end of the year, still 20 cents. Which, as Jay says, is Dogecoin following Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes to 100K by the end of the year, Doge may just only be 20 cents. I would like to think Doge would outperform Bitcoin more, and we'd see a bigger spike in the price of Dogecoin. But look what the price is right now, 10.3 cents. 10.3. So it has to double, just under, to get to 20 cents. Or Bitcoin's at $60,000 now. Bitcoin doubles, it goes to $120,000. If Bitcoin and Dogecoin traded exactly the same from here to the end of the year, and Bitcoin goes to $120,000, Dogecoin would be like 21 cents. Disappointing to hear, I know. Because you say, but Kriss, Dogecoin was just at 22 cents in March. And I'm like, yep, that's true. That's true. When there's a retrace in the market's going down, Dogecoin always drops at a higher percentage than Bitcoin. Always. And the only time Doge really outperforms Bitcoin when it's going up is when it has its own catalyst. Again, repeating the first hour of this live stream where I use the catalyst term probably 20 or 30 times. So yeah, that's what we have. But yes, Doge following Bitcoin. And that's what it does. Do fees contribute to liquidity, or does Coinbase just take it in profit? The latter. That's Coinbase's profit. That's their profit, is the fee. That's how they make money. I forgot on the last, it was a number of earnings calls before that there was a number of a percentage of how much of Coinbase's income comes from fees from crypto trading. And I don't remember what that percentage was, but it was a lot. It was big. Coinbase is trying to do a whole bunch of other deals where they're making money outside of the exchange to bolster their company. So fees are not the only income that Coinbase has. The company makes money in a lot of different relationships where they have money coming in. But the fees are what drive it. Doubling from here is still tasty. Hey, we get back in the 20s, our portfolios are looking a lot better than they are in the 10s. I'll tell you that. I don't like seeing 10-cent Dogecoin. My portfolio doesn't like seeing it because in March, we saw what our portfolio looked like when Doge was above 20 cents. I want to be back there. I want Doge to get back there. I want Bitcoin to go to 120, 240. Sure. Let's do it. Let's all do it. And maybe we will. And maybe we will. We did it in 2012 into 2013. We did it in 2016 into 2017. We did it in 2020 into 2021. And now here we are in 2024, waiting for what happens. Is this what we're going to see? And the portfolio should now even look better than it did in March. That's my goal. If I get back to where my portfolio was in March, I'll be happy about that. And there was somebody on a recent live stream who said, well, why didn't you sell everything in March? Well, because we haven't done this yet. We haven't done the big banana zone yet. That's why I didn't sell in March. Are we much lower now than we were in March? Yeah, we are, especially if you're Doge heavy. If you are more Bitcoin heavy, your portfolio isn't as down to 73 to 60K in Bitcoin is not as bad as 22 cents down to 10 cents for Dogecoin. But I have more Doge, so my portfolio is down a lot more since March. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I still believe in the 4-year cycles, and I still believe in this kind of run to happen for crypto yet in this cycle. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that. Is it guaranteed to happen? No, it's not. But did it once, did it twice, did it 3 times. What's going to happen this 4th cycle? $1 is the dream. You can buy the condo. $1 Doge would be awesome. Like we said before, I think getting to $1 is going to be hard. People are going to be selling at 95 cents, 94 cents, 93 cents, right? We did this game, right? A couple weeks ago, right? Well, I'm selling at 92 cents then. That'll be a nice problem to have. That would be a nice problem to have. 93 cents. I'll take it. 89. Exactly. Exactly right. But that'd be a good problem to have. I'll take 89-cent Doge. I'll take it. What's it going to take to get there? Major catalyst. That's what it's going to take. I do not believe Doge is going to trade up there based on hopium and a bunch of Elon Musk tweets. Not this time. There's still a chance for Doge to trade very well. Again, once Doge starts moving, even if Bitcoin's moving, Doge does have the chance of getting attention with gains and could bring in new users, retail users, much easier than Bitcoin. People open a Robinhood account and they see the price of Bitcoin at $60,000, but they see Dogecoin's only 10 cents. So I'll buy some Dogecoin, right? And you get enough of that happening, that adds up. But the word isn't out there about Dogecoin again this cycle. It's not until that happens. 88 cents, Jay. Yeah, exactly. We did this with Ryan a few weeks ago. We went from 95 down to like 92, and now we're down to 88 now. But that's the idea, that getting to $1 is going to be hard because you can have a lot of people selling, taking profits before it reaches $1. Exactly, Jay. Meanwhile, up and down, up and down. That's what we've got. How Doge is going to trade this weekend, I'm not expecting any huge moves, large volume. We had that last weekend. The end of last weekend was tough. Big drop. Play Doge. Again, I'm not touching anything like that. Not touching it. Not interested. They should have used their own name, not played off the Dogecoin name. If they built it on the Dogecoin network and they used actual Dogecoin, that'd be different. But they didn't do that. So, not interested. All right, gang, that's what we've got for today. I started early. But covered a lot today. So thanks for sticking around. See what Doge can hold on to over the weekend. We'll be back Monday, 4 o'clock East Coast time. We'll be live. May have a video coming out between now and then. We'll see. But till then, hope everyone's well. Has a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.